on 1st May 1962.
Okay.
So Bendikito said, no, game up for DP. Let us organize opposition political party activities. However, Dr. Polomito Obote had wanted a coalition government. And indeed, he forged one with the KY, though DP opted to stay out, which was a bad starting point from the angle of Uganda People's Congress and Uganda. But all the same, it was good that the KY, which was a regional political party for Uganda, now aggregated itself to a national political party, and it started seeing issues beyond Uganda. So that was the first peaceful transfer of power, which you can say that the peaceful transfer of power was being guaranteed by the debating colonial master. Otsi was the one representing the Queen. Okay. So that one would claim, want to take away the credit. No, there was a powerful guarantor. But we have seen other countries, even on the eve of independence, they break up, they break down. So that is a very seriously thank you to Democratic Party, to UPC, to KY, and to other political players of that time for having ensured that we had a peaceful transfer of power and a peaceful kick-off of the journey of independence. Then at the same time also, we had another peaceful transfer of power. When Amin had just collapsed, Lule was elected or nominated in Arusha in March 1979. He came here, he stayed for 68 days. Then Binaisa took over and he was supposed to organize an elections based on multipartism. But he refused and wanted to do an election based on one party state, which he called the umbrella. Then he was removed by the military commission. When the military commission removed him on some technical grounds, they organized the multi-party elections, which was held on 10th December 1980. And the electoral commission, the military commission now, which was working hand in hand with the presidential commission and the electoral commission, managed to hand over power in a peaceful way. And Dr. Apollo Milton Obote was sworn in on 15th December 1980. So that is a second round of a peaceful transfer of power, which should give us hope. A precedent has been there. I need to differ with one or two political leaders. They always claim that Uganda has never seen any peaceful transfer of power. I object, and I have staked those two occasions as an area which proves that fallacy. They always figure out. So having had that opportunity, of course the country was now involved in a civil war, but we continued to review the political parties and to generate consensus on a number of issues. So that rebirth of multipartism is the one which was going to be consolidated more if we had had another elections in December 1985. Unfortunately, the coup of the Okello and Okellos in 1985, to be specific, 27th July, disorganized the setup and took us back to the darker ages of Idi Amin, where Idi Amin was ruling the country minus political parties. However, the Okello and Okellos could not hold on the power much longer. They were also swept out of power on 26 January 1986 by the current leader in power, with the NRA NRM as a new force. And it is from here now where that question becomes more relevant, more pertinent. Shall we ever see a peaceful transfer of power based on the fact that these ones, ever since they came on 26 January 1986, they even suspended political parties for a period of 20 years. And it was not only a mere suspension of political party activities, but there was also a vigorous campaign to show that political parties have no relevance, have no consequence in the Uganda's future. It was about saying one man, one vote. Let all our issues be determined by a voter, okay? And that voter must have a family where he belongs, and that family is a political party. So when these ones took over, they limited political party activities and actually put a suspension on the parties, and the parties were to be marooned or to operate from only the party headquarters. And that meant that there was no any new political party formations like we see today. And that vacuum, okay, is the one now which is making us to talk so many issues in a manner which may be scaring, in a manner which is a bit fearful, in a manner which is a bit thinking that the past should happen through a magic bullet, in a manner which has made us not at times trust government, not at times trust politics, not at times trust political leaders, all opinion leaders, because we are asking, how have we come in this state of mind as a country? Where did we sleep in the revolution? Okay, so when those pertinent issues are starting to come up, and we remember that, Idi Amin banned the political parties and killed the politicians, and to catch up, it was difficult. Now again, we start rebuilding. These come with the legal notice number 1 of 1986, stay at the party headquarters. When they are trying to modify the legal notice, they now put it into a law as Article 269, where you don't operate a branch, where you don't hold a discussion as a political party on national issues, where you cannot hold a delegate conference, where you cannot front on a platform a candidate or a flag bearer. Let it be at village, let it be at parliamentary level, let it be at what, okay? And where each leader, if has died, cannot be replaced. So it was as if political parties stagnated with their ideas. They could not reach out.
Okay.
And this is the time also Uganda was making very serious decisions. Okay. And these serious decisions were not moving. I think I have met a very good topic today. You were discussing constitutionalism. This topic, if you break it, our fundamental rights of association, of expression, okay, are not given by the government, are not given by the executive, okay? The executive and its people are there to guarantee, okay, to ensure that Mr. Lwanga Christopher, I can move from one party to another party, I can comment like this, I can comment like this without any fear. So those fundamental rights were somehow restricted.
Okay.
And that restriction sends a message across the board that don't talk. We don't want political parties. We don't want the criticism. We don't want this. It imposes you what we call self-censorship. So the whole country was self-censored. By the time now they reopened the political party activities, the ruling party had become so dominant and had fused with the state apparatus,
okay,
and had fused with the army. Okay, that's how now you are asking some of these issues. Shall we ever have a peaceful handover? Yes, the 1995 Constitution had been designed to lead us there. But now along the way, the very people who designed the 1995 Constitution first sat down and said, we are removing this safeguard, which says anybody should not serve beyond 2 terms of power, that is 10 years. Okay? They removed it. Now, by removing it, it meant that any leader can lead in perpetuity, can continuously hold on power. So, the constitutional requirement of peaceful change of power, which was supposed to be pegged at 2 terms, was removed. Like, for instance, the Kenyans knew that Uhuru is not coming back. He has served his 2 terms. They had also known that the late Mwai Kibaki would not come back, has served his 2 terms.
They were sure.
Yes, they were very sure. Zambia was also very sure that Chiruba is not coming back, who is not coming back, because they have maintained the 2-term limits. But here in Uganda, we have not maintained it. Okay? Then at the same time also, there was another safeguard, which was saying, though me, I don't agree with it very much, that any leader should not go beyond 75 years. Once you have clocked 75, being a fountain of honor is so demanding, please, can you stop there?
Okay.
Again, it was also removed in the Constitution. Now, most people are advancing political and constitutional reforms to restore it, to restore those 2 aspects, especially the term limits. That let us restore the term limits. Even, since we don't even backdate law, it will not affect us, okay? Let the president, if he can win the next 2 terms, win them and be the last.
Okay.
Okay? So they are talking about that. We don't know how the government is going to respond towards it. And I think most political parties should now make it a campaign issue. That, I'm standing before you, I'm pleading, once elected, I'll restore the 2-term limits. It has an implication which is deeper. When a president overstays in power, it becomes very clear that all presidential appointees, okay, from all that time he has been in power, they are appointed by him, okay, or by the very presidents, which has continued and lived in perpetuity. Now, it is very natural that if you have appointed me to a higher office, I naturally don't need to disappoint you. So most people feel that the incumbents is causing some issues. And these issues which are being caused cannot easily guarantee our future, because they feel as if all the appointees can turn against the opposition. So it brings a lot of friction, tension, and where people are starting to say, much as the president appoints, let us also try to provide him names. Okay, let it be broadened, like the way our Kenyan brothers are doing it. So, having that now meant that when political parties now started operating, they were operating from a vacuum, okay? They were operating from a background that you are very weak, okay? And you need to do much at the same time, okay? And in the process of being very weak and trying to do a lot at the same time, we have undergone a series of experiences. And these experiences have not been decent, have not been good enough. You are younger. You did not live with us during Idi Amin's time.
I did.
Ugandans were very decent people, admirable wherever they go, and were pace setters. Now Idi Amin brought in a new culture of lumpenism. This is doing things in a lumpen way, doing things in a bayaye way, okay? This word bayaye was a vocabulary which evolved during Amin's time. Yes, where you don't do things in a normal way as in an unexpected way. You do things in a different way.
A fishy way.
Yes, and we even developed some sayings that it is rather I die of a bullet while smuggling coffee than dying of poverty. Okay? So that was the sort of mentality now which became a social and a political culture. We have never removed it out from our hearts. It is still playing its negative effects. Now, when you are a political party and you are operating in such a background, you know that almost each and every membership you get, you have to again cleanse it. You must have, in films they call it an antidote.
Yes.
You must have an antidote to remove that strange feeling. Then at the same time, as we are still loaded with Amin's negative legacy, then we have this experience where political parties are banned for a long time, and Uganda is having the biggest share of the younger population. Now the youngest population in Uganda has not internalized, and as the senior people, we have not explained to them why we are in this shape. So we are having now a crisis within the political landscape. The younger tax, in politics we call them tax, okay? They want to go overboard, okay? They are impatient, and rightly so, they should be impatient, because unemployment is hitting them. They cannot raise a decent family. Their welfare is declining. Their future is uncertain. Most of them, let me say this, who have had a chance like yours to work in a formal establishment, to work in a parastatal, to work in a government department. So most of them, if I borrow the word of the Kenyans, they are juakari. Juakari are people who are self-made on the streets, prepare this, prepare this, prepare this. They have never been in the offices. And that issue of not being in the offices, to be tamed, to be prepared, it is having a baggage on Ugandans and on the future of the country. Because you are dealing with a population which is unsettled in mind, which is unconventional in doing things. And that's why all political parties across political divides must now put more emphasis in youth leagues and have vibrant youth leagues, have an experience of training them, have an experience of saying Uganda is your inheritance from today. We are not talking about tomorrow, because if the youth were well organized and they were not indifferent to politics, their voting bloc alone can control the entire leadership, the entire political destination in Uganda. But to reach out and to work closely with the youth has been a very big task. As I speak, I'm in a department which handles much of the youth affairs, because I'm the head of UPC Ideology School. And the Ideology School primarily is targeting the youth. Though secondary is targeting the entire leadership of the party. But the youth are not easy to handle, because they have not been brought up very well. And I make a direct appeal to religious institutions, churches, mosques, again also to upgrade their youth programs, youth activities. Okay. I remember when we were in Namibia, we had so many of these Christian organizations. So they should also come in with an interest of molding somebody. Now, as that is done, the actual political parties also should realize that it is not the top leadership which matters. They are actually servants of these youth, the elderly, the people in the rural areas, such that constantly they link up with the grassroots.
Okay.
And they should develop ideologies, policies based on the needs of the people and the society. So I would like to inform the viewers that there has been a mismatch. There has been a mismatch. The top leadership is there, and then and we only engage them when it is time for elections. And after they have voted us in power, we forget about them, and they feel abandoned. Okay? Because of that feeling of abandonment, they can even decide next time to vote in a protest way. And you see a whole minister is not coming back. And you see a whole political party wiped out in a certain region. Because people have not gone back, people have not rehearsed. So the political parties themselves, we who are running them, we must have that compassion. We must have that focus that we must always be with the people. We develop the policies from the people, and we guide the country. I would take you back in the 60s and the 80s. Our leader used to have those specific programs, Meet the People tour, where you could leave the State House and camp, that this time it is to stay in West Nile for 1 month. Let me stay there, talk to the people, okay? And the people tell me their entire heart. From there, he can go with the real messages. Unrefined, very raw, and they work out a program. They work out policies, okay? And then next, he goes to another region. It shows that now the central government is a part and parcel of us, okay? So, what do we need to do in this situation? Lamentation cannot help us, okay? We don't need to cry for spoiled milk. We need to restart. We need to take all opportunities as they come. Now, the biggest challenge which is there is that much as we have a national constitution and we say this constitution has been not respected, also political parties have their own party constitutions. But when it comes to following and implementing some of those issues within their party constitutions, problems come, which you have hinted that in your preamble that the ruling party is about to have their own party primaries. How will it be? Okay? When you see most of the political parties, they have a program by which they adopt their candidates, which we call by-election, party primaries. And under the party primaries, key electoral colleges of the party sit, and the people come and campaign, and then they do the voting, and they say, no, this is now our flag bearer. Once they announce you as a flag bearer, essentially now it means you are a property of the party, okay? It is the party which has flaunted you. Now, what happens to the others who have lost the loss, who have lost the race, or at a political party primaries? They will become bitter. Instead of rallying behind the party and the flag bearer, they will say, we have been cheated. No, we are going independent. Okay? And the moment you say you have been cheated, you are going independent, it means now you are dividing your people, and you are dividing the votes, and you are undermining the political party leadership. Okay? Now, immediately there you go. And now if you have gone independent, even the sort of message you are going to craft before the voters is going to be negative. Okay? It's going to be negative. So in that way, both the ruling and opposition political parties are having that challenge of independence. And that's why you are seeing that independents, their number in parliament is increasing. But it is due for the failure to respect the party constitution. And now, again, when it comes to the flag bearers who end up being elected, very few of them will ever come back to the party headquarters, or will ever feel that they are standing on the political party ticket. Instead, they will be very aloof. Okay, some can even take a year minus coming to the party headquarters. Okay, and because of the way now our politics has been arranged, you will find that almost each and every time they switch back to their constituencies, and it becomes very much vivid when, let me say, it is a rural constituency up country and that MP switches over to his constituency. Even when it is an urban constituency and that MP switches over, okay, it means now he is somehow limiting himself from the national leadership. And he's switching back to the constituency because also now, with the time, the official roles of an elected MP have changed. The official roles of an MP is to legislate, oversee, apportion the budget, okay, and represent his constituency. Those were very noble, well thought out roles. But now what happens in the constituency where you are coming from and where you are representing, those you defeated in 2021 are pouring in resources, doing early campaigns with vivid projects. So you cannot stay in the National Assembly and you don't dash back. You are forced to dash back.
All
and
right. Let's first, because of time.
Yes.
This is a very beautiful discussion. What a way to start the year. But there's a lot of things to talk about. However, let's just go for like a 2 minutes break to, play the commercial adverts and then be back to the same discussion. Just don't forget where we've stopped. We are coming back, and we are powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. We are with Mr. Lwanga from UPC.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
When people die, they are good. A dead body is always good. He has done us good. We cannot replace him. There's no one who is repressible. There's no one. But what can help you? It is to leave a good legacy that people will remember you.
Sometimes I share with my students a small story of an animal which normally is regarded to be the wisest. The hare. Once in a meeting of animals chaired by the lion, which was the king of of the animals. He said that all those who are in the meeting and are not married should go out. This is for the marrieds. And then he put up a hand. I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Yes. What is it? He said, what about some of us who sleep like married people? Should we also go?
And may I say to those of you who are not yet married, determine what kind of family you want to raise. Because the family that you raise, the children that you get, you will either sink them or you will raise them up to be good citizens and good people in the church.
If you read Proverbs 16:1, they tell you that the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Because we all need love. As long as we are humans, we need love. Now he says yes, but I'm praying that you will experience the greater love.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Family TV, enriching lives. Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Family TV, enriching lives.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Yes, Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe is your place to be in case you are searching for comfort and luxury at its best. It is Issues at Hand with me, Caro, and we are here discussing a thing or two about our politics as a country and, of course, the succession, how exactly we shall move from one government to another. Will the transition be peaceful and all that stuff? We looked at a brief background of our history and how exactly other governments were able to pass on power to their successors. And in their as Mr. Lwanga is going to take on the discussion, I would like him to also add a thing or two about the fact that we are seeing, first of all, NRM came out and said Genome 7 is on the ballot paper come 2026, no doubt. And also, Genome Hosi, who is his son, is also going to be on the ballot paper. And so Ugandans are still wondering, is it the same government? Does Genome Hosi have his own political ideologies? Has this worked out for us as a country, considering recently the late Cecilia Ogwal now has her daughter coming onto the FDC ticket to vie for the same seat as her mother? We also had Jacob Olanya's son come to take over power from his late father. Another incident also happened in Hoima district, the same. So is this going to work out for our country as you continue the discussion on succession?
Thanks very much for that observation, which has come into our politics. When it comes to party politics or to governance, it is not like when we are having sports activities. When it is sports, you would like to see a son of Pele playing football.
Right, yes.
Yes, you would like to see a son of George Weah playing football. And you would not complain if all the family members played football and played it very well. There was a time here we had Wilson in Sobia in Express, we had Godfrey Situ in Simba, and we had the Sekas, I think. They were all brothers and doing a fantastic job. When it comes to politics, it leads into what they call nepotism. That why are you favoring your son like this and this, like this and this. However, we have a very good shining example. This has to do with the Nehru family in India, which gave us Nehru, the father, gave us Indira Gandhi, the daughter, gave us Rajiv Gandhi, the son, and Sonia, the daughter-in-law, who is even an Italian by extraction. Okay. There we have not had issues. They have embraced it, they have accepted it. Now, when it comes to Uganda, it is very tricky. Okay. It is tricky in the sense of this nature. Yes, one leader has clocked 40 years. And as he clocks 40 years, they are supposed to do what other parties which have overstayed in power do, is to have their conference and adopt reforms within themselves. Okay? And when they adopt reforms, they bring those anticipated changes. Okay? There we ensure a peaceful political transition. We ensure a peaceful political succession. Okay? But now, when another element breaks away, like we had the Besigye broke away from this to form PAFO, to form Reform Agenda, and to form FDC.
Yes.
Now we had also Amama Mbabazi, the former Prime Minister, breaking away. Now we are having this, what used to be MK Ame, okay, led by Muhoozi, the son to the current leader. Now it has evolved into Patriotic League of Uganda. Okay? It means that the center cannot hold anymore. And it means that if he is to make any political statement, that political statement is undermining the very finger which has been feeding him. Okay? If he says, no, I will empower youth, it means youth are not empowered in the current system. I will focus on sports, it means the sports has not been well catered for. Okay?
Yeah.
So, not to cause confusion, not to disrupt his own party which looked after him, okay? He needs to go back and they call for reforms within. Okay? And they reform themselves. They pronounce statements as he wants them, but within. Okay? So I'm saying that it will cause a lot of confusion. Okay? If it goes like that. And that confusion, don't think that it will end at Chadondo. It has that effect of spreading the country. And that's why we are now having what you have said. Some people feel they are more comfortable with the current status quo of the leadership because they know it, they have lived in it. Others are saying, this leadership of a younger man which is untested, we are likely to burn our fingers. Okay? We are likely to burn our fingers. And it is a bit unfortunate that the younger man has never been released formally from the army to work with us. By now you would be an MP, or you would be an LC5, or you would be somewhere where he's working in civil life. Okay? And he starts to know where is reacting to issues, how such and such a community is at issues. Okay? But now is overcrowded with the military lenses.
So if he was released from the army to the society and started to partner with people, it would give him chance.
He's still a serving army officer.
But if he was released, would it give him chance?
Yeah, it gives him a chance now, because like now, we have Dr. Chiza Besigye in Kasangat. He's working with the civilians. And the civilians know that now doctor means this, doctor means this, doctor, this is his thinking. No, here doctor is at fault. We don't have that with the general. Okay? We don't have that because he has never been released to us. We have never handled him. Okay? We as if we are on the receiving end of the instructions. So that would not be good for the party. The party should behave like the way even this party in the Soviet Union behaved under Gorbachev. They sat and they introduced changes which they called the perestroika and the glasnost within the setup. Even in South Africa of apartheid, it also sat down and said, no, we are going to make changes. We are releasing Mandela. We are going to do what? Okay, let us look at the bigger picture of South Africa. And they started arranging how they are going to work.
Okay, as you wrap up.
Yes. So I wouldn't like a situation where the ruling party gets such splinters, and the splinters coming from the very heart of the family. Okay? It confuses, it sends mixed signals. And that's why you are seeing most people now are on the fence. They can't welcome the younger man. They are on the fence. They are waiting for the whistle to be blown by the fountain of honor. Okay? So it causes that big problem. Then when it goes again to our own opposition political parties, our ambitions, okay, are making it very difficult for parties to be more stable. Okay? Everybody is targeting some key positions in the party. Some, if they lose it at a presidential party race, they declare a faction. Yeah. Okay? And they make the work very, very difficult for the one who has taken over the political leadership. Okay? Others feel that if I don't become a party president, I must become a secretary general. I must become a national chairman. I've been in my party. I've never aspired for any position. And good enough, now I'm employed by the civil service of the party as the head of ideology, research and documentary department, head of UPC ideology school, head patron, Mulungushi Club. I've never aspired up there for any cabinet post. I'm more contented with my work there. Okay? That does not mean that I'm not capable. I'm quite very capable. because I've never left the trenches.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Because of time, we are going to have to wrap it up here. But as usual, we shall always have Mr. Lwanga on our desk. This was just the first year of the show, so there was a lot to catch up on. But I believe next time will be, of course, much better. And today was a very, very good show. I think we had a successful show. You who is watching on YouTube Live as well as other social media platforms, we want to thank you so much. And you can keep the comments coming. We shall keep the discussion going. And thank you so much for being a part of Issues at Hand, but also Church of Uganda Family TV. There's a whole program lineup for you. Please do not go away. Remember, it is a safe screen and you can watch it. All ages can watch Family TV because we have very, very clean content. It is the kind of station that you can watch with your in-law. My name is Carol, and until tomorrow, it is a good morning from myself and the production crew.
Issues at Hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Family TV, enriching lives.